Alright, cut the music. Cut the music. I said cut. Alright.
He said cut the
Hey,
music.
welcome to the
Jeez.
podcast.
You gotta give me a moment. I like it too much.
Fired.
What up, everybody? How's everybody doing today?
What up,
What
Colby?
up?
What
Great.
up,
How's
what
it
up?
going,
Going,
baby?
sir.
How's Getty the Gigantor?
Always.
Willie the Wonderlicious?
What up?
Martavis the Immaculate?
What's up? What's up?
It kind of makes sense. Who's left? Billy? Billy the Bodacious.
Oh, bodacious.
Bodacious
boy.
Billy. And then Lunabot. He's just a
Oh,
girl with hair,
Lunabot.
I guess. I don't know. So today, what's going on? What's everybody playing?
Oh, I am playing. I just had to get this out here. Great game. Just started playing it last week. Detroit Become Human. 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
That's an
amazing.
old one, dude. That's like years old.
Not an old one.
That's
It's
an
like
old one,
4
ancient.
years old. 4
Um,
years old.
I believe that's another one of those PC ports or the PlayStation ports,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They make good games. How much crap we give them, they make good games.
Uh-huh.
Single player games. I've heard nothing but love for that game.
Amazing game.
Yeah. I had a boss that played that game one time. I went over to his apartment and played it for like 15 minutes. Really cool. Cool world. It reminds me of Deus Ex.
Ooh.
I don't know. Honestly, haven't played it.
It's good. What everybody else playing?
Recently picked up Vermintide 2 again. Started playing through some of that with the gang.
You and everybody
Top
else?
15. Top 15 for sure.
Top 15.
You don't deserve to talk about it again.
Which reminds me, I have to get my notebook out, which has the rest of my top 15 on it. I don't know where that is, but we'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Billy, what you playing?
I mean, I've been playing a little bit of Vermintide with the boys.
Do you have time for anything else between your whole studying for school and having a baby and all that?
Here and there. I played a little bit of Hades. Because I never really got super into it. I just would play it a little bit here and there. So I played a little bit more of that.
How far have you
Uh,
gotten?
Not very far. I don't even honestly remember what happened last. To be honest with you. But yeah, played a little bit of that. I suck at it, but it's fun. It's a fun game. And then just the usual Rocket League, Apex. I think that's pretty much it. I played a little bit of Rainbow Six Siege with Ike the other day,
Weird.
just randomly. Yeah,
That is
it was weird.
I thought we were all
They
done
have
with that
a-
game.
I mean, we pretty much are.
What do they
I
have?
think Ike is trying to bring it back.
Ugh.
That's what it is.
Uh,
Yeah.
Good luck
You
They
know,
with
have.
that.
If it was anybody else, it might have a chance.
That is so
Just out of principle, we can't let anything Ike does succeed.
Public opinion on Siege and Ike is at an all-time low.
Yeah. It was interesting though because they added a team deathmatch mode in it,
What?
which it was weird. It was interesting to try, but I just don't think that's the style of game for a team deathmatch. Like you would spawn and just like walk out of the room you spawned in and just get domed like immediately.
There's still drones?
Yeah,
That's
there's
so
still
weird.
drones.
So weird.
And you don't have your operator's ability,
Oh.
but you still
Just
have
their
like
guns
drones,
and stuff?
grenades and stuff. Yeah, I didn't even have time to throw grenades because you would die too fast.
What if you play as Glass? Do you still have his scope?
I don't know. I
'Cause
didn't.
That's an unfair advantage.
I'd
I
say
didn't
probably
play.
not.
I don't honestly even know if he was an option. I guess he was. I don't know.
Maybe they just bootlegged them out like they do in certain champions with Earth when it comes out for League.
I didn't really pay
Maybe.
attention because I never play Glass anyway, so I
Would
didn't
he-
really
That's your
look for him.
problem.
Would he really be that OP?
Yeah.
No, I'm just
do-
I'm just referring to the fact that if they're taking out everybody's abilities. then
That's
it's still a
Oh,
good game.
I
That's
see
an
what you're saying.
interesting thought, yeah. But honestly, I think he would suck in that
I'm
anyways,
sure he would.
even if he had his ability. But yeah, then we just played some casuals and called it a night.
Dirty casuals. Matthew, what are you playing?
Playing League.
Ah, I see you recently did what in League?
I made it to gold.
Yeah.
Easy
Hey,
money,
congrats.
easy money.
Can you hear me clap?
No.
I was
I
clapping.
was clapping as well.
There you go.
Clapping my cheeks together.
Hey, Luke,
I heard that.
Congrats for finally getting out of the depths of silver. Hopefully one day we'll get on your level.
Is the
Yeah.
goal to continue, or are you just sticking it?
We'll see how hard it is to keep going.
what's next? Plat?
Platinum.
Plat.
So what were we playing?
I-
Mid, jungle, what?
Jungle.
Jungle.
Good
Still
old Hecarim in the jungle. For my promos though, I went 3-0. I didn't lose a single game, and I played Rammus because Hecarim was always banned, and
Yeah.
my own team even did it to me. But
Yeah. Nobody likes Hecarim right now.
no, they really don't. But it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I played Rammus, and I won all my games.
It's very nice. How do the promos work? Is it 3 of 5?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
5 games, and then you just have to win 3.
That's what I thought.
So Rammus is OP, it turns out.
Yep.
Who would have thought?
Hopefully this time next week, I'll have my own league news for hitting platinum and TFT.
We are looking forward to it. I'm sure somebody is. I'm not, because I don't care about TFT. I'm sure Saya will be very happy.
Yeah, somebody will be. I don't know. Probably just me, honestly, but that's okay.
I'll clap for you too when it happens.
Thank you.
We'll clap our cheeks for you.
Appreciate it, boys. Appreciate it.
I'm clapping in
That's all-
advance.
That's all I want.
Okay. So this week, we're going to talk about video game bosses. The best bosses, our favorite bosses, maybe the hardest bosses we've ever faced. We're just going to talk about some of the bosses in video games that we like and, want to show some love to. I'll go ahead and start us off.
Kick us off.
I'll kick us off. So I'll kick us off because I'm going to have the most that nobody cares about. I'm not even going to mention any Final Fantasy bosses.
Thank
because
you.
I don't care. A couple Super Metroid has great bosses. A game from like 1994 that I beat last year. Super fun game. Great bosses. Hard bosses, but fun.
Had you been trying to beat it since 1994?
No, I was born in 1996 and I started playing it last year. And I also beat it last year with the help of some guides.
I was gonna say that might be the hardest boss then if that were the case, but
That would be a long time commitment, but no, I missed the initial wave due to not being born yet, and then I played it when it came back out on Switch.
Classic.
I beat Breath of the Wild. I just beat it last week, and the Zelda series is famous for its bosses. Super creative, fun. Final boss in Breath of the Wild, it's okay. It's not very good. In fact, none of
Really?
the bosses were really all that fun. No.
So what do you give the game out of 10? Like, did you enjoy it? Or...
The game, like a
yeah.
9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Wow.
So
So-
the half point is bosses?
Yeah, everything else was amazing. The music, in that game you can literally do anything. Like you see a point on the map, you can go to it, climb around it, see what's going on, and there's always something interesting to discover. That's what I like about that game. It's not just like you walk around and can do anything, but you can do anything and there's always something interesting to do. And that's why I like it.
I saw a video the other day that was touching on that topic in terms of like open world games, and it said that the way that Breath of the Wild does it is probably one of the best ways that it's been done in a while. So like instead of having an Assassin's Creed tower that you go, climb the tower, explore the area, see all the things to do, the game would position it in ways so that as you came across things naturally, there would always be something that's like, ooh, I wonder what's over there. Like it piqued your curiosity so that your exploration came sort of the way that they wanted it to go. It wasn't like, go explore this, now do all these tasks. It was, oh, I wonder what's over there, and then you go explore it, and then as you explore it, you come across things to do.
Yeah, it's almost like the people, when they were like developing the game and making it, were playing and were like, hey, I'm sitting on top of this hill. The first thing I notice is that tree. In that tree, we're going to put something cool for you to find, because you're going to see that tree and think, oh, that tree looks cool.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
almost like everything was meticulously placed for like the maximum reward for exploration, and that's why it gets like a 9.5 out of 10. Really good game. Some other ones, real quick. Faster Than Light is like a mobile game, pretty much. It's like you start over. It's sort of like a Hades, but you're just like ship to ship combat. It's really fun. The final boss is literally impossible. I've gotten there like 5 times, and I always insta die because that game is so effing hard.
So is that your hardest boss?
That'd probably be my hardest boss because I've given it legitimate shots, but that game is just so hard. I've not even come close to beating it.
Very nice.
And I got a few more, but before I go again, I want to hear from you guys. What do y'all think? So
You just touched on it. I put Hades up there.
Yeah.
Final boss in
That
Hades.
was
I think
literally the only one I wrote down.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
I guess we can agree it was a good boss.
So
Fantastic boss.
Is it Satan? Who's the final boss in Hades?
Well, we probably can't spoiler for old Bilbo.
Spoiler for Bilbo. That's true. The
I
game's
would
5 years old.
appreciate that. Yeah, I mean that's fine. You can go ahead. Saying the name won't spoil. It won't be a big
Oh.
deal.
We did.
It's
It's
Hades.
Hades. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Who would have
Billy,
thought?
Your
Who
mind has been blown. wide
would
open.
have thought?
I mean, I may as well not play now.
Just give it up. It's not worth it. You know the twist.
Fantastic game, fantastic boss.
Yeah. It's like each time it feels different, and then eventually like you have these really nice conversations with Hades each time you go up there, and eventually you feel sad about beating him. Like at least I did. Like I
Yep.
was like, "Ah, I don't want to
It's
have
like,
to
man,
kill
I
him."
don't want to have to kill him again. Yep. What a game.
Yep,
That
very well done.
was definitely a unique take on boss fights, I felt.
Hmm.
Because
Yeah,
as it progressed, you felt sympathy and didn't really have the desire to fight it, but you knew you had to fight it.
That's like the opposite of most boss fights, where they try and build him up as the bad guy.
Right.
Unique to have that, I don't know, reverse psychology almost. Anybody else?
That's the only one you put, Willie. I put a couple others over here.
I mean, I have a couple other ones just off the top of my head. I mean, there's the final boss in the Skittergate in Vermintide 2.
Yep, I had that one.
I'm not sure what he was called.
Hog Rider with a rat.
Yeah, it was a little tiny rat riding on top of a big, huge. What was it?
Rat.
It was a rat.
Yeah.
Sounds like Nunu, but like 2 rats.
Yes.
Either way, we've talked about it already, but fantastic boss. I mean, it took us months to kill it, so very well done.
I put. It would be not a topic of bosses if I didn't mention the old titty boss from. What the heck was that game? Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno. I didn't play that.
Classic.
I didn't play it either.
You're fighting through the rings of hell,
Kenny
and
may
one
be
of
the
them,
only one to play it.
one of them is the lust ring. So everything about the whole map is sexualized. But then you get to the final boss, and it's I don't remember the name. It was one of the like goddesses of love or whatever. But she is naked as a jaybird, sick, disgusting, grotesque, deformed, and so you're fighting her, and then like halfway through, like she's got these big old floppy jugs just sitting there. That at first I'm like, oh geez, those things are, oh man, oh look those sexy floppy jugs, And then
Of course,
I heard a little, right, as you do, the old nipples, man. I'm telling you. At first I was like, oh, okay, yeah, woo, Kristen better not come in, yeah. These nipples turn into eyeballs. I'm like, holy, somebody help me.
Is this at the beginning of the fight, or did it like transform into
It kind
fighting?
of progressed. They kind of progressed. So I thought the eyeball titties were bad, but then, like, I guess next wave of fights, freaking creatures start spawning out of them. It was disgusting.
Oh my God. And this
This
What's
should
this
be a
game
new
called?
segment.
I don't know. I just called it the old titty boss.
The game is
Classy.
Oh, the game was Dante's Inferno.
Gotcha.
Or Titty Boss, whatever you want to call it.
Put that in my secret file, okay?
Yeah,
Or
but
research
Matthew's
is
already got it
required.
on. Matthew's already got it on his
DS.
yeah, his DS.
I just gotta see if there's any Steam sales for Dante's Inferno.
Classic, fun game. Talk about a game with good bosses too. Aside from Titty Boss, but
It was the only one
Yeah.
you mentioned for a reason, you know. So-
all right, because that's the only one that anybody ever knows that I talked about. You know, the most awkward time. Kristen was working from home at the time, and she came into the office while I was fighting the old Titty Boss, and I was just like, pause. Fun times.
Okay, anybody have anything that could top that? Good luck.
I doubt mine can top that.
Yeah, are there any good bosses in Wii Sports?
Well, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Thank you very much.
Ooh, now there's some good bosses.
The only
No.
boss in Wii Sports was
Eggman.
his sisters. You couldn't beat him.
They beat
It took
me
me
though.
6
you know what
months
I'm
to beat him in bowling.
saying? I would say one of the hardest bosses that I remember, which it probably is due to the fact that I was younger when I played it too. I don't know how it would stand out now because I haven't played this game in a long time. But from Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, the final boss in that was the Shadow Queen.
Mm.
And basically, she like possesses Princess Peach, but she like turns
Is that the
into
one you had the
her-
hots for?
No,
different
that you're
one,
that's
different one.
yeah, no, that's someone else. But she turns into like this shadow ribbony looking giant thing, and you have to fight her. And I just remember that boss fight being super hard.
But how turned on would you have been if it were Dark Rosalina in that fight?
Ooh, I think I would have just let her beat me, just whoop on me.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
I would be like, yeah, I'll bend over for you, Rosalina.
Take that.
You want to see my plunger?
Shadow
Rosalina.
Smacks. Rosalina. You goof.
It's not the only pipe that Mario would be working
All
on. if you
right,
know
all
what I'm
right,
saying.
all right.
Oh, okay.
No, he's
How
not.
could that be too much when he was talking about
Titty
boobs
bar.
for 15 minutes?
Now, no. Now I know when I post this to YouTube, I gotta be like, is this for kids or is it not for kids? Are kids gonna be allowed to see
What?
this? I'm
I was
like,
talking
no.
about Mario. He goes into pipes.
Okay,
I mean,
so it's safe for kids then?
yeah,
All right, I'll
for
put
sure.
that next time. I
More
do know.
recent boss,
Yeah.
I'd say for me though, is probably from Destiny. I forget the name of the expansion that it was with, but Crota was the final boss in one of the in the expansion missions that you had to get to, and that boss, like, I mean,
We never
first of
beat
all,
it.
yeah, we never beat it because it was so hard, and like the whole concept is you have like a squad of 4. You have to have a squad of 4 just to make it there, let
Mhm.
alone beat them. But it was just so hard, that boss. I mean, I don't even know how many times did we try that one. Like,
I
did we
mean,
get to him?
We tried it a lot. John used to, because you could cheese it, like getting to Crota. You
Yeah.
could, I don't know how much you guys remember. Colton, did you ever play it?
No, not Crota.
Okay. Well, it was basically like pitch black, and you had to go through all these tunnels to get to the end. And John would play it by himself, and he would cheese it. He'd get all the way basically to the end, and then just have us a save spot for us to just go in as a crew and fight Crota. And we could still, even with all that help, we still couldn't do it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember we came really close a couple times, but just never could.
Yep.
Never could beat him. It was ridiculous, that boss.
Did you ever fight Crota again?
I don't remember. I only did one raid with you guys
Oh, okay, that was the first one. Vault of
before
Glass.
I got that was it. Before I got wise. No Scrota for me.
No Scrota for good.
Just titty bombs.
Just titties. That's what he's
Yeah.
into.
Matthew, please bring some
Um,
sanctity to this holy
I-
podcast.
I'll try and divert us down a different path then.
Thank you.
I remember from the first Marvel Ultimate Alliance that there were those like special missions
Hmm.
that you could go in, and we used them just to level up and like fight bad guys forever.
Right.
But the one we always did was Thunderball.
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 Just because, I don't know, they give you like a story at the start, and for some reason we thought it was just hilarious the way they said Thunderball.
I guess
But-
that's all it takes, isn't it?
The best boss that we could beat in like 10 seconds.
Thunderball.
Thunderball.
Oh, Thunderball. I also put Marvel Ultimate Alliance on my list.
Yeah, some of those bosses were pretty funny. Fing Fang Foom.
Yep.
I just feel like it had it had like such a variety of bosses. I feel like the content in that game was kind of unmatched at the time. Like there was so many like
At the
the
time,
game.
it's unmatched now. Like that
Yeah,
had so
that's
much stuff.
true. The game felt like it went on forever, and it didn't get boring. It felt fresh and different every time. You were interested in the story, and the story just kept going and going and going and going. And then you have all the side missions, the whole Thunderball and all that stuff. So it's like
Nice.
infinitely replayable. That's why I had it on there.
Nice. The classic. So a couple more I had from Oblivion. I put Mehrunes Dagon, even though he's not, kind of sucks. He's really not that good. Thing about all those Elder Scrolls games is if you get super OP, it's like the bosses really just aren't like hard or anything. But it was a cool story, and him being in like central Imperial City at the end of the game. You know what I'm talking about, Ged? Did you beat
Mhm.
Oblivion?
Yep.
When he either grows up to like 10 times the size, or he summons this guy who's like 10 times the size of like the towers and the thing, and the whole city gets destroyed. It's a really cool scene at the end.
That was a good game.
Yeah. And then Fallout 3 had President Eden, who's like behind all like the main story of the game, who you're trying to chase down the whole time. And you guys remember Imperial Prime? What was his name? The gigantic
Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime? No, there was like Captain America Prime, who's this huge. It was like the Statue of Liberty, but a dude and with guns. I don't know how else to describe it.
Fallout?
Yeah, Fallout 3. It was at the end. Imperial Prime?
Wow.
Am I remembering that right?
I don't know. I feel
No,
like
it's
I'd
not
be Fallout.
Imperial Prime. It's it's something like that. But it's a really cool, like, it was the same basically as Oblivion, where it's just like a big, gargantuan, like menacing thing. But I think he's for the good guys, 'cause he's like a super American or whatever. Like that's his superpower, being super American. But Bioshock also had a good boss, Fontaine. At the end, for anybody who beat Bioshock.
Oh yeah.
That was like such a good, and that's probably like start to finish my favorite video game story of all time is Bioshock.
So the bad guy for Bioshock carries over through all three.
Does he? I have no idea. Definitely not Infinite. In 2, because 2 is, I didn't like it at all. I never played Infinite.
Infinite's fantastic.
Yeah, everybody loves Infinite, but I just never played it. And last one I have is Metal Gear Solid 3. So many good bosses. That's like, it's basically if Call of Duty had like the story of a movie with like some like supernatural stuff going on. There's a boss who's like this old guy. He's like 108 years old, like the oldest sniper in the military, but has a ton of kills. And he's like super fast. He can just run around the map at like supersonic speed, but he also has this thing programmed into the game where he's so old that if you wait 3 days in real time, he just dies of old age. So you can
That's
beat
funny.
You can beat him. His name's The End. And you can beat him by just waiting out the clock, letting old age get to him. It's hilarious. They have The Pain, who covers himself in wasps and sends his wasps at you. And then there's this smart ass guy with like 2 revolver pistols. He just like is unbeatable one-on-one until he gets cocky and messes up his reload because he loves having his revolvers so much. But Metal Gear Solid 3, so many good bosses. And then like the boss, her name's the boss. Super cool story. A bunch of cool characters. That's one for me where it's like that whole game made of bosses, and they're all good. Anybody else got something? Anyone knows?
I put Diablo on mine.
Diablo.
Final boss of Diablo 3. 2. Diablo 3.
3. Yeah.
Diablo 3.
I couldn't remember which one. Did they come out? Diablo 4? What did they come out with these
No.
days?
They remastered the second one.
That's right.
Yeah, the second one's the PC one. It looks like StarCraft.
Yeah.
Early 2000s. Anybody else? Honorable mentions? If not,
Sounds like a negative.
we're going to go into our top games continued list.
Go.
And I just got to look around. I've got my little notebook around here somewhere, but I'm going to be right back. You guys float it for like 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Oh, jeez. Teddy boss.
Oh man.
Can y'all think of some really bad bosses, like bosses that were like super disappointing?
That like didn't live up to what
Yeah.
your expectations were?
Yeah.
Or...
Yeah, I'm trying
Thunderball.
to think. Well, that is true. He was kind of a pansy. Who?
Thunderball.
Oh, Thunderball.
Yeah.
I remember. Did you all ever play Donkey Kong Country?
No.
Oh, there was this like, what even was he? He was like an alligator dude. His name was King K. Rool. He was like the king of the alligator guys that you fought against, I guess. And he was just like, he was the final boss. You fought him throughout the game. He was just like pretty easy to beat from what I remember. Like it was just like that's it.
Mhm.
Like I hate bosses like that. The final boss where it's just like, are you kidding me? Like that was it.
It's not so much a boss, but like a last mission, like the Enslaved that I just finished. The last mission on that, it doesn't really have a boss fight at the end, but like the last mission is decently difficult. Same with like XCOM 2. I think
Do you think that
It's-
detracts from the game? Like, do you want?
no, but it wouldn't fall under like a boss fight. The whole mission is like a boss fight.
Mhm.
Same thing with Halo Reach. Halo Reach was like, at the end, you just get waves of enemies that you fought already, and none of them are like technically bosses, but you just get like bombarded.
So many of them. Yeah.
It's like a boss raid almost or something. All right, and we'll go ahead and continue our list. We've got our 9 through 7 spots this week. Everybody got their lists. We know what we're doing.
Yep.
Who wants to start?
Go ahead,
I
Bolton.
think you do, sir.
Me do. All right, me do. So I'll start this week with one that hasn't mentioned yet, but is a Nintendo game. So, Billy, hope you're listening. It is The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. A classic came out for Nintendo's GameCube in like 2002 question mark, something like that. Super open. There's a lot of water in that game. As a kid, I'm surprised I liked it because there's so much like downtime just like on a boat from island to island. It's a really weird game. But
Never played it. Never seen anything about it.
holds up well.
What-
Cell shaded graphics. Very good graphics that hold up.
What made you like it? Like
It just being
Was
a
just
Zelda
that-
game. And,
that? Okay.
yeah, the name and
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
you know.
I played a little bit of it. I didn't play a ton of it though, but I did. I mean, obviously, it was super fun. Braden, my younger brother, played that game a ton, and he absolutely that probably would make his top list easily.
Mhm.
But yeah, he like raved about that game. But yeah, it was really fun from what I played.
Mhm.
Obviously, set the stage for subsequent Zelda games a lot.
And then there's a whole timeline issue. Everybody talks about the story of Zelda, and Wind Waker is just like fits in somewhere along the timeline. People have been debating it forever. It's crazy. All right. Who's next?
Is that your highest rated Zelda?
No.
Nice.
Spoilers.
Go ahead, Getty.
Okay, so my list has been chopped and rechopped and unchopped and rechopped,
Same.
but this one actually has remained where it was the whole time, and it is not the game itself, just the game mode. Pidgeys. Good old
Oh,
Battlefield 1.
Nice. I like that answer.
Amazing.
I don't think we've
So-
talked about pigeons enough on this podcast.
We have not. So many hours spent shooting down birds.
Shooting down birds. You know, in South Africa, and I think in Britain, birds are what they call like ladies. You know?
Yep.
Like go chop it up, go hook up with some birds tonight.
Yeah, boy.
Learned that from my South African friend.
Nice. I'd be shooting down birds tonight. Know what I'm saying?
I do not know
little
what you're
pigeons.
saying.
Do little
No.
Pidgeys, man. Do little
Oh,
Pidgeys.
okay.
You want to shoot them, sir.
That's illegal, I think.
What a game.
I mean,
What
I think the game itself was good. I don't know, like, obviously
mean-
the game mode was fantastic, but I don't
We've
know.
we've talked
Overall-
about it in the
overall,
past. I feel
solid-
the game was
solid.
fine.
Yeah.
It's just for me it was pigeons.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that's
that was
all
for
we
all
did.
of us. And I know.
Exactly.
I'm just saying that, like,
So take
Not
away
just the game
pigeons and
mode.
that game wouldn't be there.
Well, maybe not where it is, but you don't. Would it have made your list still?
No.
No, like
Yeah.
not top
No.
15.
Not without
the,
pigeons.
the guns were amazing. The graphics were great at the time.
Yep. All of it in pigeons.
That's true. All of the
I
guns
mean,
in
you're
pigeons.
not wrong. I agree. I loved that game mode. That was one of
Yeah.
the most fun
Yeah.
game modes of any shooter.
I think
that
it's
I've
just
played.
the innovation of the game mode. This is a game mode that hasn't existed before, and it was super unique, and it was just what we were. Is what we did. Is what we were good at. But
Funny that
I-
they had to go into the past to get like a fresh
A-
take on a game mode.
right? Yeah, so much more exciting and it felt more intense than a capture the flag or like one of the outpost ones or whatever those are
Well,
called.
they're all the same. They're all worn out at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like the Call of Duty is going futuristic. Battlefield, the new one was 2042, so futuristic, and they can't come up with any interesting game modes with all that new and advanced technology.
Ironic.
And they go,
almost.
yeah, they have
But
to go
by
back
God,
100 years. And
Chuck a couple birds in there, and you're in my top 15.
All right. Billy, what you got?
We're on number 9.
Number 9.
I'm in the same genre as Getty. But I'm not gonna.
Birds?
I'm putting the whole game, not just the game. mode.
Wingspan. Oh,
But
nice.
if this were board game lists, that would be up there for sure. My number 9 is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Great game.
Yeah, it's my favorite of any Call of Duty game ever. Modern Warfare 2, it just built so much on Modern Warfare, which was a super solid game on its own, but this one just was just that much better in my opinion. I know Matthew probably disagrees with that, but I don't know. The multiplayer was just so fun. All the different airstrikes and everything you could call in, and I don't know. I had a really good time. It might have been the time that it came out too, and where I was in my like video game, not career, but just
You give
whatever
a lot
you
of your
wanna call
time to it.
yeah,
Portfolio.
portfolio. There you go. Yeah, but
Okay.
no, it just lined up really well for me, and it was a super fun game.
It was a
So-
cultural phenomenon.
Here
For sure.
is one of my beefs with all of those. And I played a decent bit of one of them. And this is the thing. I don't know. You could have me sit down and play all of them, and I would not be able to tell you which one was which.
Yeah.
It felt
Especially
like
2 and 3.
It felt like they were so close together that they were all the same.
Mhm.
But that's just a me thing.
No, I get that. I think there's less of a differentiation between the Modern Warfare franchise compared to other shooter franchises.
Hmm.
Because I think they were, at least the story just basically was just a continuation. If you played any of the campaign, it literally just continued on itself from what I remember. Just obviously was updated with better graphics and
Uh-huh.
stuff.
Yeah.
But so I mean, and then really the multiplayer was basically the exact same thing. Again, just improved because newer games.
So is
better
this
gameplay.
like, from what I remember, you played this kind of by yourself, right?
Uh,
Like the gang wasn't playing that
yeah,
game. So
yeah,
is it this high because of campaign?
yeah. It was. I would say so.
Wow.
And yeah, I really enjoyed the campaign for Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, most
Well,
people
I-
say out of the three, two had the best campaign.
Wow, I
is
never
general
played it.
consensus.
I would recommend it. It was super fun, and I didn't get bored. Like each mission felt like an episode in a TV show, basically.
Hmm.
Like it flowed really well. It was exciting. Like I don't know. Like you'd be like you have to kill this target, and then you'd have to go to the roof of this building, and then a helicopter would take you, and the helicopter gets shot down. I don't know. It just kind of felt like a movie or a show that you were in, but you had control over.
Mm.
But yeah, it was super fun for me. And then the multiplayer also was really fun too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Willie,
that's my number.
Not bad.
Willie, what you got?
What are we at? Number 12? Number 11?
9.
Number 9.
Wow, where have I been?
Sleepy
Number
Willie.
9. These lists are so tough, and
I was
probably gonna
thinking
get some-
about.
back for this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Number 9, Hades. I hate that it's this high or this low.
Yeah.
Like, at one point I had it at number 3, and
Yeah.
then I kept moving it and moving it and moving it. Hades, by far one of my favorite games I've ever played. We've talked enough about it. I don't really need to go into detail.
And it's
but
number 9.
I know, I
Nine.
know. Just, I mean, so many good things about it. The Greek mythology, like, I never really cared about that like in school, and then this gave me a reason to be like, oh, this is actually pretty interesting. Maybe I should go. And I listened to a couple books about it, and I just really enjoyed it. Basically everything about it, I have no complaints about it, which is why I hate that it's here. But
Mhm.
You mean you hate that it's there?
I hate that you haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, I'll try.
He's working on it.
Hades, number 9.
Number 9.
Sorry, Hades. Sorry.
It's okay.
You
you
deserve
better-
better.
Apologize. So, actually looking at my list and giving you flack for having it there, it's not on my list. What the heck is
Oh
wrong with
my
me?
gosh.
Yeah, I was looking at my list, and I don't even have, because I just finished it. Breath of the Wild's not even in my top 15, which it should be. When you asked me if I had any of the Zelda games, I was like, it should be. But
That's what I was thinking. I was like, you gave Breath of the Wild a 9.5. So what is Wind Waker?
I mean, it's like an 8.5 or 9 probably. So I mean, it
Hey,
really should, but it's not. I
revise.
just finished it. You know, I finished it
Yeah, that's
like
the
2
thing.
days ago.
Like I feel like once you get to like the top 10, maybe even the top 15, depending on how many games you played.
They're
you
all the
guys,
same.
You guys have played more than me. Yeah, you could literally flip a coin, and it could completely depend on the day. You
Depends
know,
on the day. Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe not
I
for,
kind of
like-
disagree because
maybe
my
not for, like,
bottom.
your top, but
Yeah, I've had really trouble once I broke 10. Once I
Mm.
broke 10, then it's just kind of a mismatch, and yeah, I hated putting Hades there, but we will see.
We'll figure it out. For
And
mine-
we need to talk about Getty removing Vermintide. Like, that's
Yeah,
garbage.
so Chop, it's back in. It's gotta be.
Okay.
What a game.
oh my
On the
gosh.
And so, also in that light,
We should
well,
call him
we'll get there. I'll toss
Mickey.
another game up. I'm tossing another game in my top 15.
Alright,
And we're good. We're good.
okay.
The bad part
Hey,
is you're
hey.
having to toss good, like, high-ranked games.
I
at this
know.
point.
Can we call Getty a bird from now on with how often he changes his mind?
Yeah, I think we should.
Actually,
Sure,
Bert,
yes. Y'all want to shoot some birds?
I'm gonna go ahead and put my number 8 in, which is BioShock.
Oh, can Matthew give his?
Whoa.
Matthew, I forgot about you. Forget I said that. You know, cut that from the
Bioshock. I mean, what?
Cut that. Would you stop talking about it so we can cut it?
Shocked.
All right.
Bioshock.
My number 8. Matthew, what's your number 9?
Are you sure you want to know? I don't know if I matter anymore or not.
Matthew,
Um,
for God's
seriously,
sake,
it
just
is.
go.
Is it
What are you talking
Bioshock,
about?
Matthew?
It's Bioshock.
What are you guys
Nice.
talking about? What a great game. Coincidence. Well, you go ahead and talk about it. 'Cause it's your number 9.
Mine coming in at my number 9 spot is Stellaris.
Ooh, everybody here played that, right?
Wow. I don't know if Billy did. Did you play Colt?
I played a little bit. I watched some people play it.
What is it? Space Age of Empires, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a cool game.
Really cool game.
Matthew talked about it.
That game was a lot of fun. I haven't played it in a while, but it was like super easy to start playing a game at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're still playing the same game that you started forever ago. So it's super easy to sink just a ton of time into it, which I don't know. It was a lot of fun, and the thing that I regret about it the most is that the multiplayer was, at least when I was playing it, was not like real multiplayer.
I
So
think
you
it
play
is
with
fixed.
your friends. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's fixed now. You play with your friends, you start a game, and their like race of people would be in your game, and that's how it was considered to be multiplayer.
So hardly multiplayer.
Yeah. That was like the worst thing about the game.
That's what turned me off of it, because we were trying to play all together, and then next thing you know, we find out that it's not synced.
Yeah. But like you said, I think they fixed that now, which is great. But that game has like so much like diversity to it, and it's like one of those games too that you can just like start playing and then put YouTube on or like Netflix in the background and just sink a ton of time in.
The mark
It's
of a
got
great
this-
game.
It's got similar vibes to like, at least certain aspects to like XCOM, like where you can name the people and right? Like you can name people in that. Am I wrong?
You get to pick like your leaders and stuff.
Yeah, you can name your leaders, name your commanders, and really cool.
All right, and for my number 8,
I wonder what it could be.
it's a little game. Do you think you can guess it?
Maybe.
BioShock.
Can we play one question?
The one question is it BioShock? It is. Great game. I talked about it a bunch. Super spooky. Really scary game with like a lot of dark themes and super interesting fights where you've got your plasmids, which are like your I don't know, superhuman powers that like work together with your weapons, and you've got like elemental weaknesses almost. A lot of fun in that game, and a great story. Like I said, number 1 game story. Like for sure top 3, but possibly number 1 story. In all
Jeez, and
video
it's
games.
here, and it's 9?
And it's 9. Yeah, I don't know. This is a list I made quickly.
Yeah.
If I rethink it, it could go higher.
Hey, you want to be? We could start a bird club, dude.
I might be on the chop list with
Do a
Gavin
little
or
chop and be a little bird, and we'll get our top 15 all sorted out.
Well, you're next. Is that correct?
That is
Go ahead and
correct.
fill us in.
And this is a game that has been mentioned, I believe, by Matthew, and it ranks. Maybe no, it was Will. It was Will. This would be Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
The first
The first one.
one. The first one. A classic. We talked about it today too. Some boss fights. Lots of playable
Great game.
characters.
Great game. Great memories.
How many characters can you play as in that game?
Fun.
Like 40?
20. Oh, I thought it was in the 20s. I can't even remember honestly.
And with DLC, it was probably
30s.
30s.
I still have no idea who some of those people are that you could play as in that game.
Yeah. Amazing game.
What's
I don't know. I thought they were all fairly well known.
Commonplace.
Yeah.
I didn't know Marvel that well either.
Huh.
Thunderball, of course, is a classic. But
Classic Thunderball, man.
everybody knows Thunderball.
But yep, that's mine. We've talked about it. We all know about it. Great game.
We know it. We love it. And who's next? Bill?
Bilby. Yep.
What you got? Number 8?
My number 8 has also already been mentioned by someone on this
Panel?
podcast.
On this panel.
on this panel, in this portfolio,
Correct.
my number 8 is Super Mario Sunshine.
Ah, yes, a classic mentioned by yours truly.
No, I think I mentioned that as my
I think-
least favorite game.
That's a separate list. Will, we're doing that later.
I'd
Okay.
like to gaze upon the sunshine, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
You want to
Billy?
give it a try? I can loan it to you.
Billy, do you want to talk about it?
I mean, I think you mentioned it last podcast. I think it was in your
Yeah,
list last time. But
Is this the one
yeah.
that was the teleportation between worlds and gravity?
no.
No, that was Super Mario Galaxy, which was on mine.
That
last
was
time.
your list. That's right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So this is the predecessor to Super Mario Galaxy.
Mhm.
This was on the GameCube, and it was basically your whole mission is to chase down Bowser Jr. And figure out why he's causing all this mayhem across the Mario
What a little
world.
troublemaker.
Super
Yeah,
complex story.
He's a little trouble. It is a very complex. Yeah, and I think that was what made it so fun was to kind of like solve what was going on almost.
M. Night
and then-
Shyamalan level twist here, guys.
Exactly. And then it just had like a lot of really new and fun mechanics in the game. Like there was this like sludge that Bowser Jr. like rainbow sludge that he would like wave this wand and just like cover the map in, and you would have to like wash it away with your. You had like this little like tank and basically like a water gun, that you would like shoot water and wash it away so you could walk over places, and I don't know, it just had a lot of really fun mechanics that were new.
How long ago did it come out? Like, what age range were you in?
It was on the
2002.
GameCube, so yeah, early 2000s. And the graphics at the time GameCube didn't have the best graphics comparatively, but they were pretty decent for a Mario game.
It holds up ish.
yeah,
You know? It just looks like
exactly.
an old ish Mario game.
And I guarantee if I went back and started playing again, I'd probably have just as much fun now.
So you would. I did it recently, and I did.
Might have to give that a shot.
You should. Okay, who's next? Willie?
Okay, number 8.
What you got?
Well, it was just mentioned not too long ago, this podcast,
A lot of
actually.
overlap.
And I like this game because I like the full game. This would be Battlefield 1.
Oh, not just
I,
Billy.
What game is
I-
that?
Battlefield Pigeons.
Battlefield Pigeons.
There we go. Just a fun game. We've already talked enough about it, probably, but I enjoyed that time in history. I think that was interesting. Guns are really cool. Graphics are great. The crew that we had playing was a lot of fun.
Any avians stick out? Any
Oh,
particular
not,
birds? I don't know.
not really.
Oh wow.
What a specific like non-bird related aspects of the game were like stuck out to you the most compared to other Battlefield games?
Honestly, I played Battlefield 5, the game that came after Battlefield 1, and like that's basically all my Battlefield experience. I played the Bad Company games, but they were kind of a different type of game. So
Yeah, they're like the story
what I really enjoyed was the like the squads. You could split into squads, and it was squads of, what was it, 6, 5?
Five.
5.
5, I think. Yeah.
And within the squads there were competitions, basically, from what I remember. Like
Yep.
at the end, when after the victory and they showed the scoreboard, they would show us best squads or best like they would show your gamer pick and then what stat you had, and that was really interesting. And trying to think, all the weapons were really fun. Like a lot of variety. The classes were really as unique as 6 classes can be.
I agree with all that. And to go off like your whole thing about the squads, which I agree that was super fun, and it gave like a whole nother aspect of like something to play for in the game.
Mhm.
But I just liked like the scale of the game.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't just like try to kill the other team. You know, you had like different points that you had to try to control. And then like from there you could make a further push to get more
Mhm.
control of the map. And then it was just so fun because if your squad was wiped, didn't you have to like go back to
Yeah, your spawns were kind of
your
yeah. You
spawns
could
were messed
spawn
up?
on your squad if your squad members were alive. You're
What
right.
the
Yeah.
heck game are y'all talking about? Y'all haven't mentioned
all this-
birds yet.
Sure, because
See, I agree with Will. I think there's a lot more to Battlefield 1 that made it super fun than just that game mode. Like I think it
Well, correct.
that
Progress-
game mode is amazing. Like that is when we played that game, we played pigeons. That's what we played.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just the fact that it was pigeons.
The
Like,
game
it
mode.
was,
Oh no, I understand. Also, like to the point of the whole squads competing amongst themselves, it really it added that competitive edge to sort of like being team players. Like most supply drops, most revives, like all team related stuff that you're competing for with your other squads.
yeah,
That was a
it-
great game.
I agree.
and
I
then
agree.
the destructive aspect too. Like I distinctly remember the sand map. Do you guys remember that one where it was like
Yeah.
the sand houses, and
Yep.
then after you would call in the pigeon, they would drop bombs, and the whole map would just be dusty, and then the dust would clear and the buildings were gone. A lot of fun.
Ah, you remember the name of that stupid shotgun that we hated?
Yeah, the Model 10.
Model
I can't really
10.
finish what
Oh.
we called it, but we had some choice words for people who
What?
use that gun.
What was the name, Matthew, of that tiny little pistol that you got to kill with? Like,
the
and that was like a big deal, wasn't it?
Yeah, did 1 damage.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
it did
a
one
you
damage.
basically like pulled the trigger with your pinky.
Yeah. Like he reload, when you reload it, like he does it super
with
funny.
his
and-
fingers.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably why pigeons was so much fun, because once you did get the pigeon off, it was so hard. Like you actually had to really aim to get the pigeon with those old school weapons.
I mean, and you had to time your pigeon release. You couldn't just release it
Mhm.
willy nilly. You had to know that your team had just killed a lot of people or were about to kill a lot of people. Otherwise, it gets shot down, and you try to run with the pigeon to like a secluded area on the map. Remember that one game that we had that lasted like an hour and a half or something?
Oh yeah.
Ah, that was amazing.
And then eventually we would call in, like we would get the mortar squads, and we'd call in the smoke,
Yep.
smoke fire, cover fire for the pigeon.
For the pigeon.
So much
Jeez.
fun. I mean, great game. Pigeons was
Yep.
great.
Super fun game.
Alright, since nobody else has any games left at number 8, I'll go ahead with my number 7.
Hey.
Oh, are we skipping?
Oh.
Oh, Matthew, sorry, I forgot.
Oh, not that this one's anything new. Like
Yeah.
seriously though, my number 8's Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Oh,
Who's
nice.
talking
What a guy!
Is there any reason you
Somebody,
like
somebody appreciates the game. Will.
Hey, it made my list.
It was a super fun game. We spent so much time playing it,
Mm.
and so many characters. I don't know. We played that story through so many times.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I don't know if this is correct, but when you all asked how many characters there were, I did a quick Google search and it came up with 140 characters.
That-
I have
that
no
is
idea.
That's not
Incorrect.
that's not
That's-
playable characters.
That's not playable
That's like-
characters.
yeah, that's like bosses and
okay.
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
But either way, that's amazing. Like that
yeah,
shows how much.
that's crazy. Either
Yep.
way.
And with my number 7, I'll go ahead and get it out of the way because it's another Nintendo one. It's Super Mario Odyssey. It's the newest Mario game, and it's just like every other Mario game, where it comes out, and it's the best Mario game that's ever been made. Just a ton of improvements, super fun. It's something you can pick up, put down, pick up, put down. And the Switch, you can take it on the go with you. It's great. Love Mario Odyssey. It's obviously it's made my top 15, top 10 now, and hopefully it will continue in the future. I want to replay it soon because I beat it like 2 years ago now and had a lot of fun with it.
So my question then is to Billy: have you played it?
So
You're
I
the
have
Nintendo
not.
guy.
I have not actually played all of it. Bethany,
Uh-oh.
I do own it.
Mhm.
And I did like kind of play it through a little bit when what like basically like helping Bethany or like switching off with Bethany through it. So I didn't actually play like so maybe that I didn't get like the full experience of playing through the whole thing by myself.
But Bethany
Like
beat it. No?
Bethany beat it, so I don't even know like what the final like. I didn't even touch like the last few levels,
Yeah,
so I
it's
have
got
no
a
idea.
good ending, fun ending.
Yeah, so I'll have to give that one an actual playthrough before I make an opinion. But what I did play was really fun. Like you said, just like built off of the previous ones in that genre and just improved on it.
You get to throw your hat. That's a big thing. Throw your
Yeah,
hat.
that was super fun. Yeah.
Capture people. All right, Getty, what you got?
Game number 8 is 7. Is this?
Number 7.
This would be, and this might catch some flack. It's a little bit low. It's a little bit low. It could be a little bit higher. One, NFL 2K5.
Good one. Oldie but goodie in the Walker household. Y'all duke it out real quick.
Oldie but goodie, and still to this day, the best football game to have ever been released. Graphically, it stands up with any Madden game that has, like, I don't know, probably up to, it was 2005. I would give it almost a full 10-year advance and say this game did things better than your games currently do.
I
to
think
Madden.
they're still doing things better.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it looks a little bit choppy now if you actually go back and look at it. But aside from that, everything else is better.
It's got Urlacher on the cover too, right?
no.
No, it has
Terrell
Terrell
Owens.
Owens.
It does?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody never played it.
I did not play this game.
Oh my gosh. Best football game you could ever play?
It's worth me lending you my original Xbox and one of those ginormous wireless controllers.
So many
Dang.
fun features. Like they did that whole first person perspective, which I mean, sure it wasn't the greatest at the time, but it was something new and it was something that they tried like to kind of put their own spin on it instead of Madden these days, which is just update your roster, keep everything else the same, pay me $60. And obviously, like Madden realized that wasn't just competition, that was going to be the like staple of sports games, and that's when they proceeded to like I guess they just bought exclusive rights to the NFL Players Association or whatever, thus eliminating all competition.
Who Bill Belichick is still not a part of, which is why he's not in any of the games.
Correct.
Every other coach is.
Yep. So, is there a sport where there's competition? Because
NBA technically, but it's not close because they have NBA Live.
Is that like, are they allowed to use players?
Yeah.
Who makes that? EA?
EA makes 2K and NBA Live is.
Oh wait, 2K makes 2K.
Oh, 2K makes 2K. Who's NBA? Yeah, I guess EA is NBA Live.
Okay. Because I'm just wondering, like, if that hadn't happened, if
Do
the
you know
NFL
how further ahead the freaking sports games would be these days?
would they, or would they have both have kind of just
Done the same thing?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, I would imagine that some competition would at least give some improvement.
Yeah, NBA Live used to be more
Quality.
popular back in like the 2000s, like 08, 09, 10, and then 2K11 I think sort of took the lead, and then they never looked back. I don't even know if there's a new NBA Live like right now, but they did make like 2018 and 19. So I mean, they probably have one today.
The last one I played 20, I think, and it was before that I had played 12, and there was no difference.
No difference.
Talking about NFL?
No, NBA. Sorry.
NBA.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Yeah.
And Brian Urlacher was on the cover of NFL 2K3 for anybody who's interested.
I'm surprised he actually made it on a cover.
I mean, he was.
The only
defensive
poster
player of
I remember him on was the one when Tom Brady juked his balls off.
Tom Brady juked his balls off. Yes, that was the cover of 2K4 actually. Classic.
But yep, that's my number 7. Classic NFL
What you got, Bill?
2K5.
Is it me already?
It's you already, baby.
Man. My number 7 is Mass Effect 3.
Ooh, that's high.
Get
Mass Effect
out
3.
of here.
That's
And-
a little
It
bit high.
could be seen as high by some people in this group. It could be seen as low by some people.
No, that's definitely. I think we're confusing high and low here because that is definitely
Low, as in bad,
high.
or high as in
Actually, I'm
high.
confused. Probably.
I'm saying
It is. It should be like much
should
higher.
be closer to 1.
It
is what
should
you're
be
saying?
closer to 1.
I see. Okay. That's
Get outta
fair.
here, bro.
I don't think I have the same love for the Mass Effect series as you do.
You mean love for Miranda as well?
That's an
I wasn't
who.
gonna
Thank you
say
very
it.
much.
I
So
wasn't gonna say anything, but no. No, Mass Effect 3 though, obviously the campaign, for me the campaign was so much better than earlier ones because I was not a big fan of the whole get stuck behind a box, try to get out from behind the box, get shot multiple times while you're trying to get out from behind the box, accidentally click the button to go back behind the box and have to do it all over again. That was my experience most of the time with the first campaign.
I can't believe you didn't like that. It was revolutionary.
It just wasn't the fluid experience I was looking for. But Mass
can we
Effect
stop
3
talking about this?
came along and fixed that for me. And I had a very enjoyable time. I loved all the like space exploration and I don't know, just super fun gameplay. But the most fun that I had was actually the multiplayer with
For
it.
sure.
Just the different classes you could choose added a ton of variety. They
That's
all
so
had their
good.
own abilities. Yeah. So yeah, just that was my favorite part. I had a blast, and it was the closest to I guess to like the Halo Fire. I don't know. It's almost comparable to like a Halo firefight,
Mm.
but I would say
You
it's
are
better.
hurting my feelings right now.
I don't-
Okay.
Well, you go ahead. Counter.
I forgot about Mass Effect 3.
So-
Oh, Maddie, run!
Matthew regretting his choices in life right now.
He knows where
That's-
you live, dude.
That's
Maddie, what are
a
you doing?
good game. That's a great game.
He's
You
gonna
heard
send some
me.
Pidgeys to your house, boy.
Yeah, he's giving me death threats for putting it at number 7. Like,
Alright, everybody, silence. Let's let Will take the floor.
No, I'm not going to talk about this. I'll talk about when I
When
get
he
to
has
it in
it-
2 weeks.
when we get to number 1, he'll talk about it.
He'll talk about it when he gets to my apartment and kills me.
Make sure you set up a camera so we can have that. That's content, okay?
Sure, we'll get some views that way.
Will, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is a game that has not been mentioned.
Oh, I thought you
Well,
were-
it has been mentioned,
Has been
but
mentioned.
only in a negative.
So here's the question:
Mass
Do
Effect
you think
2?
it will be mentioned in the future by other people?
Well, what?
Will it be mentioned in the coming weeks?
The game that I'm talking about?
Uh huh.
No.
What is it?
All right, hit us.
Modern Warfare 3.
Ooh, that is a good multiplayer game.
Actually, you know what? I'm thinking Colton might. I forgot about Colton. I don't know.
Yep.
Either way, I like as soon as Billy started talking about 2 and the campaign in 2, I was like, okay, did 3 have a campaign? And I still can't remember.
It doesn't
It did.
matter.
It had Spec Ops, which was
Oh,
like,
Spec Ops is actually really good.
yeah, they were little missions. It wasn't necessarily a campaign, and that was a lot of fun. But I mean, who's putting a Modern Warfare game on this list? And for reasons besides multiplayer.
Right.
Billy,
Modern
dude.
Warfare 3 multiplayer. I know, I hate Billy. Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer was so much fun. Like I played. I'm pretty sure I played with all of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know I played with CMOT Dibbler. Like Colton and I had one of my probably top 5 video game memories was with Colton
Yeah.
in
That
Modern
was
Warfare 3.
my introduction to online video games was when I came up and it was in your guys' room. And Will set up the Xbox and he had like a TV and his Xbox on it, like what those plastic card tables. And
Oh yeah.
just let me go to town online multiplayer. And I was trash. I played with the P90 and I had like a silencer on it or something. And I was absolute garbage, but I had never been like so infatuated with video games in my life. Like everybody was yelling at me and like calling me trash, and I was just having the time of my life.
Yep.
Dude, it sounds like the first time I played the Titty Boss.
And that is a great callback. But
Nice.
Modern Warfare 3 is so good.
Yep, so much fun.
Uh,
Maddie?
Maddie hit
Marty,
us.
what you got?
Coming in at number 7 for me is Age of Empires 2.
Ooh, already been mentioned?
Nice.
Question mark?
No,
No.
Billy
Wow.
mentioned 3.
He mentioned
Billy
3.
mentioned
Ah,
3.
okay.
Billy is just playing the wrong games, I think.
I think
The
so. He's
wrong-
one. He's
wrong
one
numbers.
iteration off every time.
Unbelievable. So
What a game.
That
why would you
Would,
put 2
please.
above where Billy put 3? How does that make sense?
I don't know. That was like one of the first video games that I remember playing.
Will got that for Christmas or his
Yeah,
birthday.
It was the only video game we were allowed to play, and the only reason we were allowed to play it is because one of Mom's good friends let their kids play it. That's the only reason we were allowed.
Nice.
Yep.
It was historical.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Lester.
I mean, how old could I have been when you got that for Christmas? I must have been pretty young.
I don't know, because I got it. I did not get it when it was new, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like an early 2000s game, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, I don't even know.
Maybe
It was
90s.
definitely 2000s for us.
Yeah.
1999.
Wow.
Wow.
So Maddie was 1.
When it came out.
Solid. It's in your top 10 games of all time.
It's such a good game.
Mm.
We played it so much on like our super duper old computer, on laptops that our dad gave us from his freaking work.
Yep, the toasters.
Yeah, and I don't know. We played it a lot, and that was
played it
like
a
the
lot.
first strategy game that I really ever like enjoyed playing. It was the first one I ever played.
Do you guys remember how hot that laptop used to get?
Yes.
hot.
I don't think I'm able to have children because of it.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You could fry an egg on that thing. Speaking of that, remember when we tried to fry an egg on Colton's roof?
I
It did not fry.
Experiment failed.
Slid off and left a slimy trail of half-cooked egg
Yep.
all the way to my gutter.
Didn't we lose it though?
Yeah, I think it went
Oh,
down
we
the
couldn't
gutter,
find
probably.
it.
Probably slid right down.
Probably still there.
Maybe. You should go look. Anyways, that is 9 through 7 for everybody. We got 2 more weeks, and we'll do 6 through 4, and then the top 3 games for everybody of all time. That'll be intense.
Eventually, we're gonna hit the Halos. Like it's gonna be,
Yeah. It's gonna be a slugfest.
yeah, it's gonna be nuts.
Hopefully, I'll play the right games eventually in my life.
You got 2 weeks to figure it out. So. You guys want to do 20 questions real quick?
Let's do
Let's
it.
hit it.
All right. Go ahead.
All right. Is it?
Wait. Before you go, I want to this is real quick. So in the podcast that I watch, they have like a hack. Okay, so this is like the hack question that you can ask if you think you might be stumped, or they say, have we mentioned the game yet?
Throughout the whole podcast.
Yeah, throughout the whole podcast, or just through 20 questions, or whatever. Because they're like, if they're naming a bunch of games and they think they might be onto it but aren't sure, that
is a
helps them
good
a lot.
question. Yep.
So you can keep that in your back pocket.
Nice. So,
Thank you.
is it a first-person game?
No.
Is it a second-person game?
Half.
Is it my
half a
turn?
question
What
for that.
order are we going in here?
Go ahead, Billy. We're going in order on this.
Was this game released in the last 15 years?
No.
You son of a gun.
Me?
That's fine. It'll be
Son of a
fine.
gun.
I'm a son of a gun?
No, Colton is. He knows what he's done.
Oh, he knows what he's done, yeah. I
He
got
knows what he's done.
Go ahead, Maddie.
It's not in the last 15 years.
you. There's a lot of games that just got cut out there.
Yep.
Well, Age of Empires 2 is still out there.
It's true. So, was it released 15 years? Okay. What consoles would that be?
It's 360 and then earlier.
GameCube
Is that how
or-
long ago the
Wii,
360
probably.
was?
or even 64. I know Colton likes some 64 games.
Was it released for the or on the Xbox 360?
No.
Was it a console exclusive?
Yes.
Okay, it's probably Nintendo then.
Yeah, I'd probably lean that way for sure.
Just hit him with it. Hit him with the Nintendo so we can
Go
see.
ahead. Go ahead, Getty.
Oh, was it me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Was it released for the Nintendo?
For the Nintendo, yeah.
By Nintendo or
By Nintendo, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, he said the Nintendo.
The Nintendo.
For the one and only, yes.
The one and the only.
entertainment system. Okay, so it's released by Nintendo.
The Nintendo.
Was this game part of a series?
Yes, it is part of a series.
Mm.
Should we go
Is it
for
me?
like specific
Who's next?
content?
Yeah, it's you, Matty.
What do you think?
Yeah, we probably should narrow down the.
Well, what about the genre?
That
That's
too.
good too. Yep.
Let's see. Is it fantasy?
Yes.
Is the series still being made?
Yes.
Getty?
Oh, my bad. I thought it went to Billy. Should I just pick? Should I just pick up the some sort of a series?
Fantasy Nintendo series? Good luck.
I don't know any.
Yeah, you do.
There's
I know nothing.
Zelda.
Oh, the big one, yeah.
He's
That's
not.
the big
Okay,
one.
he ain't gonna do that. Is it a Zelda game?
Is it a Zelda game? It is a Zelda game.
He
Good
is
job.
gonna do that.
not gonna do that.
Alright, Billy, it's up to you, baby.
Oh no. Should I just guess?
Yeah,
Guess it, nail it, baby.
Oh boy, I don't.
It's a Nintendo 360.
What?
I
don't know.
Nintendo 360, dude.
Oh no.
The
I'm
Pidgey's
not
on the
good.
Zelda game, you know? He's not gonna
Oh
do that.
no.
You guys are so
I mean-
un-Nintendo that it hurts.
I feel like this is the issue. I don't know like the older ones super well. Should we try to narrow down the console?
Just guess. What is it, like 5?
Nah,
Okay,
there's eight.
okay,
Yeah.
I think I don't want to use this hack, but I
No,
might.
don't use his hack. Just
Nah,
guess.
just
Okay. Was it I mean, I'll use the one he already put. Maybe he.
Maybe that's
He's
why he
an
gave us the
idiot.
hack.
Yeah. Is it the Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker?
No, it's not the Witcher.
Oh.
How could
That's
you be so
10
dumb, Billy?
questions. How could you be so dumb? You got 10 questions left, guys.
Are we just gonna keep guessing? with our-
I mean, we know what the series is. We just don't know. Like, I don't know time on when they were released, so that doesn't help any. So,
I only know one of them.
I only know one, I think. Oh, two.
Use the ones you know.
Maddie, do you know any of them?
Yeah. I mean, I
Okay.
played a few,
All right, go ahead. Pop them off.
but the one that I know is the one that you guys. One of the ones that I know is the one that you guys know.
Well, was there a DS one?
DS would have been
Mo-
within 15 years.
No.
Are you sure?
They
2007.
would have been closed.
That's 15 years ago.
I know. I'm just thinking when Maddie got his, he was probably.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't even know.
Hit us, Maddie.
What is that one that I played? I can't even remember what it was called.
What's it called, Matthew?
Oh man. I played it with Connor.
I need a name, baby.
We both had it on the DS.
Mhm.
We're
And
not
its
allowed to
name
tell
was.
the other people, are we?
You can help out if you want. You guys are a group.
Yeah, we are.
We can't just say the name though, right?
Well, yeah.
I think it was a remake of an older one that I played.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's that one
There's-
Ocarina of Time
That's
or whatever.
the only one
That's-
I know.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one I know that you guys know.
All right, go for it. Say it.
That's what I was gonna say.
That one's too mainstream.
I'll
The
say
one-
it anyway.
The
He
one
knows
that I'm
already.
thinking of, it's like it's four something, because it was like 4-player, and that's what I remember. I can't. It's Legend of Zelda 4.
Or skin.
Oh my
That
god.
is not a Zelda game that I have played before.
That was
Pretty
not
sure I saw it on
officially
Maddie's
released
Nintendo
by
DS.
That was not officially released by Nintendo.
Hold on. I'm just gonna look at Legend.
Ah,
You
it's
can't look it
cheating.
up.
All right,
You
I want to
cheat.
say,
Zelda
is it
4.
Ocarina of Time?
Legend of Zelda 4 Swords. That's it.
Legend. It
That's
is
the one.
not Legend of Zelda 4 Swords. Matthew.
That one's pretty old, isn't it?
It is.
We'll hit it with the Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina.
That one.
Will it in 13 questions? Ocarina of Time. Good job, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Honestly, I was testing. I wanted to see if you guys knew it. It is on Metacritic, I think, the highest rated game of all time. If not, it's definitely still top 3. Many
Yeah.
people put it as like the greatest video game of all time. I wanted to see how you guys would have done. So good job. I didn't want to go
got
too
you.
obscure.
Easy money. Try again. Try Legend of Zelda 4 skins next time.
If I would have said A Link to the Past, how long would it have taken you to get that?
Oh, 80
I-
questions.
Never.
Billy, would you get it?
I don't know if I would have gotten that one in 20 questions, honestly.
Okay.
That would have been tough for me.
That was probably going to be my second pick, but Ocarina of Time I felt was more fair because most people, video game wise, have heard of it just because of the praise it gets, but good job, everybody.
It's good
Easy
podcast.
money.
Good
Easy
podcast,
money.
easy money.
I'm
Matthew, you want to hit us with that outro real quick?
Easy
We'll
fam.
wrap it up. We'll meet back next week.
Oh,
Later,
very
boys.
nice.
A little party on the way.
Next week, I want to do the 20 questions.
Next
want
week.
it.
All right. I'm down. I want to guess. It's fun from the other side, I think.
Is it Mass Effect 1? Is it Mass Effect 2? Is it Mass Effect 3?
Is it Mass Effect 3?
We know it won't be Andromeda.
Oh, I mean,
The best
Andromeda would be great, wouldn't it?
It's my number 1. Oh shoot. I spoiled it.